Suns?
Well, I think he makes them a playoff team, Skip. I think they can fight somewhere between 5 and 8. And Skip, I mean, it's easy to say because they drew first blood. So we saw what the Phoenix Suns did. They went out and got Chris Paul, a perennial all-star player, all defensive player, and he played really well. But we're assuming that the Clippers don't do anything, the Nuggets or the Warriors don't do anything. So I still don't think that vaults them into that upper tier. Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors. Now, we're going to see what I think Portland got better with Covington. 3-and-D guy, can shoot. So I do believe, Skip, they're going to make the playoffs this year. I love it. He can play pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton. We know what Booker can do. Booker can flat out score the basketball. Now he gets taken off the ball a lot. Chris Paul can run an offense. So I like this move. I like the move. But 2 years, $85 million, I didn't think the Lakers were going to be willing to go there. The Lakers tried to make a play for Holiday. They had Kuzma in there. They didn't want to do that. Would love to get old Holiday. It'd have been a bunch of holidays for if we got him. It would have been old for y'all. But I like this move for them. They're going to be fighting with the Mavericks, the Blazers, Utah, teams of that nature for the 5th through 8th seed. I don't think they're top 4 seed.
So what did Chris Paul do last year? He came out of nowhere when I thought he might mail it in Oklahoma City where he was just going to be stuck for a year. And he had his best year ever, to me. All told, best year ever. In fact, if there's such a thing as an unsung or off-radar MVP, he was it. He lifted that team that nobody saw coming all the way to a tie for 4th in the West.
Right.
Now, there was no Golden State because they were decimated.
Right.
Okay? So to your point, Golden State's going to rise back up into that top 4 mix, probably. But all I know is this. What did we just talk about? Brooklyn, you win with stars or superstars, right? Devin Booker has potential to become a superstar.
I agree.
He has potential to win an MVP before he is through. DeAndre Ayton is a potential all-star. Yeah. And it wouldn't shock me if he became an all-star this coming year.
Correct.
Or maybe in 2 years.
Yeah.
Chris Paul obviously is a perennial all-star who has made some cases to at least be in the MVP conversation in his career and is an almost certain Hall of Famer. I think it's a done deal. He's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer, even though he doesn't have what?
A ring.
He doesn't have a ring.
Yeah.
So I've been on him in the past, calling him, instead of CP3, CP0, because he has 0 rings. And I always thought he was a little overrated because everybody was all goo-goo gaga over Chris Paul as the purest point guard, and he couldn't seem to lift those teams he was on previously above some disaster.
Well, he'd had a ring by now had David Stern rest his soul, not vetoed that trade he'd got with Kobe.
You could argue. Okay, what was the easiest path to a ring for Chris Paul? Well, it was obviously going with his, I think his best friend in the world is LeBron James.
Yes.
So are we all somewhat surprised, if not shocked, that it didn't end up Chris Paul with the Lakers?
No.
Okay, he's only the president of the Players Association. Yeah. So if anybody has any sort of behind-the-scenes clout, if anybody can dictate his future, it's CP3. So I thought he might just force his way to the Lakers, whether you liked it or not, and you didn't love the concept of it. But I just thought that he and LeBron would conspire to make it happen, because who are the 2 most powerful men in all the basketball world? It's Chris Paul and LeBron James. Am I right? Yeah. And I thought because they would want this, that LeBron would say, it's time. You need to come with me and AD, and we will take you to the promised land.
No, we got something else. We got something else.
I know you're saying that, but that's what I thought they would do because they're that powerful.
Yeah, look. You can be friends. I mean, they tried to make it work, but it didn't work with D-Wade. D-Wade was supposed to finish his career in Miami, and I'm glad he got an opportunity to do that. They had I thought they would get Melo. Melo seemed like to be a great fit, but they didn't pull the trigger on that one. But here's the thing, Skip. You told me that the 5-month layoff, the player that benefited the most was LeBron James. Well, I call that, and I see you, Chris Paul. Because what we've seen from Chris Paul throughout his career, he always wears down. He's always nicked. And a lot of times that happened in when? The playoffs. Well,
did they go win the bubble championship? No.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, Skip, the 5-month layoff. Remember, they had Golden State over a barrel. And what happened? Chris Paul got nicked.
Well, he didn't get nicked. I guess he tore his hamstring.
That's what I'm saying. And what has been his history, Skip?
Yep.
Down the stretch, late in the season,
Okay.
his hamstring or his knee or something happens.
Okay.
So that 5-month layoff helped him.
Okay, well, I'm suggesting that Chris Paul took a hard look at LeBron and AD and the Lakers, and then he took a harder look at Phoenix, and he said, you know what? I kind of like my chances in Phoenix right now because...
You like your chances better in Phoenix than L.A.?
Yeah, because he's saying it could be his show. The other one is LeBron's show. And I think in the end he said, you know what? I don't need that. I want to go win it my way.
You want a show or you want a ring?
Yeah.
When you go to show and tell, when you take your kids to show and tell, well, this is my daddy. What you got to show, Dad? What you gonna show him, Skip?
You're going to show them 3 Phoenix superstars. That's what you have potential to have.
Guess what when Zuri, when she go to show and tell and say, well, I'm bringing my daddy. She don't tell him who her daddy is. And she go in tow with LeBron behind her with a fist full of rings.
Daddy's getting old. He's kind of an old dad.
He got to bring him a thing. That's how we used to do. We put a thing in a pillowcase, thing that means something to us, and we would put it in a pillowcase. And he come in there dragging them rings. Like, what's in that pillowcase? And he dump out all them rings on the table.
He's only got 4.
He about to have 2, 3 more. Gonna get at least 2 more. He gonna get at least 2 more.
Well, Chris Paul is saying, my way. I'm going to Phoenix because I'm seeing greatness in Phoenix.
Monty could have had this job. Monty Williams turned his job down to go to Phoenix.
Okay.
Now look at that, how they looking.
Yep.
You
looking
rather go
really good. You win in this league with stars, and all of a sudden Phoenix has 3.
Who got 2?
Wouldn't it be something if Phoenix had 3 players on next year's All-Star team? Is that possible?
Hold
it just doesn't happen.
Let me ask you a question. So what's going to happen with AD, Yoke, and Gobert? Are they going anywhere? Because those are your bigs in the West.
There's another one called DeAndre Ayton, and he is on the rise.
Okay.
Literally on the rise.
Well, I guess Gobert is getting bumped off because you know he's not bumping off Yoke or AD.
Okay, every time I watch him, I say, you know what? That's a star in the making.
So what's Jokic?
He was only the first overall pick in the draft.
I'm not saying that, but you saw Yoke. You know what AD is. I don't know if AD can handle the big stage. Kobe, walk up, right on the Nuggets.
Yes, save LeBron from himself. Well, he did. I'm glad you brought that up. LeBron's over there saying, don't look at me, I'm frozen.
Yeah.
I'm frozen because I won for 6 in the 4th quarter, and I don't want the ball, and I know you called the play for me, but I'm just going to stand right here and hope nobody notices.
What did he tell Chris Haynes in Game 5? He said, I'm ending this ish tonight. They going home tonight. They leaving the bubble tonight, Jack.
Against the Miami Heat.
No, I'm talking about the Nuggets.
Oh, I thought you meant the last round.
Think about this, Skip. You see what happened to Jimmy Butler? He played that historic game and came back the next night on fumes. My guy have put together games like that for 6, 7 games. The Heat lost their
leading scorer in the playoffs, Dragic, and they lost their heart and soul, Bam, in Game 1. It was like, thank you, God, here.
The only chance.
The basketball God said, here, LeBron, you get this one. You get the COVID championship.
The only chance the Heat had, if they'd have had a prime D-Wade, if they'd have had a 20, a 25, 26-year-old D-Wade, I'd give him an excellent chance. But he wasn't coming. He wasn't walking through that bubble door. They wasn't beating us.
All I know is that Phoenix team that I was watching at the end of the year, if they keep Sarge, which I assume they will, and Mikal Bridges and
Cameron Johnson, they got
Johnson, and if they keep Javon Carter, who's a 3-and-D specialist.
I just want to know, tell me the guy that's going to do something with GOAT. I want to know the guy that's going to do something with GOAT. Tell me the guy they got over there that's going to handle him.
Devin Booker has star written all over him. I'm talking about superstar, maybe MVP.
Skip.
You know it, and I know it.
I'm not debating his offensive game. His game is superb.
The quote-unquote GOAT, the phony GOAT you're talking about, only dreams of shooting the ball the way this kid can shoot.
No, we can't.
Only dreams.
We're never going to be able to shoot the ball like Book. But he can dream to have a third of the career we got, and he'll be an Hall of Famer. If he just have a third.
He's got a shot.
Now, if he have half the career we got, we talking about a generational talent. Now, we already know he's not going to pro what we do, Skip. What we do.
Hey, it would be special if Chris Paul simply lifted this team into the 8th spot of the playoffs. Yeah. They haven't been a playoff team in 10 years.
Skip, that
would be special.
That should happen.
If he does what he did in OKC and he lifts them up into the 4 spot, Oh,
I don't
this
see
is the
that.
team nobody would want to mess with in the postseason. This is the team that would scare everybody to
You
death.
keep saying
in the
that.
West.
See, this is what you do. You say that's the team nobody wants to see. And then when we get a hold of them and do what we do, man, they weren't that good. That means they're a little lonely AC. You said that about Portland. Nobody's going to want to see Portland.
I did not say
We
that.
wanted to see Portland.
I'm not the biggest Dame believer.
Well, I'm a Dame believer. Skip, don't do that. Now, so is Dame not a superstar?
Hey, what would be the tougher first-round matchup? That Portland team from last year that was, what, 35-47 or whatever it was?
Portland.
Yeah, Portland. They were like 12 games under 500. Or what about this 8 seed? What if this team winds up 8 versus 1? What if the Lakers get this Phoenix team in the first round? I'll be on the edge of my seat because this would be all-time upset potential.